It has a stronghold over almost every aspect of our daily lives, and while there's no denying that the internet is awesome, would living without it really be that bad? This is what would happen if the internet suddenly shut down forever. Hour 1. The internet goes down. It may sound like we're stating the obvious, but we have to address the fact that this would mean every single website would go offline. Social media quickly ceases to exist. TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram all evaporate in an instant. And online communications, from WhatsApp to Facetime calls, even online banking and music streaming services, are no longer possible. Many TV channels fall, due to them being accessed via the internet. Any data stored in servers is either instantly lost forever or is now increasingly difficult to access. Medical records stored online disappear. Online gaming becomes a relic of the past, as does online learning and education. Confusion and fear begin to take hold of the public. Many wonder whether the internet will ever return. Others imagine the mass removal from the grid as a sign of the end times. Cryptocurrency vanishes. Hour 2. The confusion and fear swell into anger. With businesses and jobs all over the planet now clinging by a thread, mass layoffs occur. Many people see the situation as a reason to riot and loot. Cloud services are down, and so businesses and organizations rush to store their data on backup disks. People attempt to make contact with distant friends and family. But with so many people only keeping in contact via social media before the collapse of the World Wide Web, and those people not storing the addresses or phone numbers of their friends via trusty pen and paper, they lose contact, possibly forever. Day 2. Google and Facebook have each lost around $300 million in revenue since the internet went down. This number is only going to keep growing. A widespread panic sets in. Businesses scramble to return their models to a time forgotten. A time before the internet was commonplace in our society. Many businesses simply have no choice but to close their doors for good. Without the internet to coordinate distribution between substations and power plants, power grids falter. Blackouts leave cities in total darkness. The rioting continues. Society threatens to collapse. Day 4. The global economy is in free fall. Netflix is dead and gone. Physical entertainment media rises from its dusty grave. People write letters and send packages to their loved ones. A nostalgic pastime, of course. But this puts the postal services under severe strain. Luckily, there are plenty of people now desperately in need of work. The Postal Service receives an unprecedented amount of job applications. Power companies fight to restore electricity while reverting their systems back in time to the 1990s. Day 7. Google has completely folded, and its 20,000 employees are now without jobs. This scenario is a common one across the world, though third world countries notice few changes to their societies. Power begins to return in major cities in the United States. And by day 10, the rioting and looting has stopped. People begin to accept their new reality, and they begin to adapt to a life without the internet. Amazon changes its business model into that of a TV shopping network. Once popular websites like eBay follow suit. People pick up new hobbies. Libraries regain their popularity. Movie theaters fill up once again. Many people reap the benefits of an internet-free world, but others continue to suffer. People who lost their jobs along with the decline of online still search for a way to get their lives back on track. The adjustment is anything but easy. Day 30. Shopping malls and high streets are now flourishing. With Netflix now little more than a topic in an entertainment museum, Blockbuster returns. CDs and vinyls fill the stores. Record players are all the rage. YouTubers and social media influencers continue to fight for jobs on regular TV, but the vast majority are unsuccessful and find themselves settling into regular jobs or battling homelessness. Starvation and malnutrition become a concern for many, as does national security. With so many nations relying on the internet for both their communication and their safety through security measures, the threat of war looms over all. News media offers a biased view of world events, and many social issues fade from the forefront. A world without smartphones, apps, or streaming services becomes the norm, and people begin to accept that life may not be so bad without the internet. In time, life may be simple in the best possible way. It may simply be as it was before. Day 365, Year 1. It's now been an entire 12 months since the internet vanished forever. The general population in countries like the United States and the United Kingdom experience an uptick in their physical health. This is due to more physical activity. Sleep cycles also improve in many parts of the world, as people opt for reading before bed as opposed to scrolling social media. The economy begins to slowly recover after a fall that left it resembling that of the 1930s. Some people continue their search for old social media friends now lost to time. That search is somewhat hopeless, though in the most optimistic sense, tracking an old friend down is now an adventure. Year 2. In-person social clubs are back on top, speed dating is a common occurrence in clubs and bars, and companies like Amazon now send out catalogs to customers to coincide with their TV shopping network broadcasts. The internet is slowly becoming a distant memory. In the United Kingdom, the local pub reclaims its crown as the meeting place for all in the community. In restaurants in North America, smartphones are nowhere to be seen at dinner tables, and people can rarely be spotted taking photographs of their food. Research institutes recover from their initial losses, and education stabilizes. Year 10. From the ashes of the World Wide Web, a new world has risen. A new generation of children grow up learning about social media in history class. The prominence of body image issues, along with certain mental health disorders among young people, have seen a steep decline since the fall of social media. Computers are still widely used, though without the internet, cables, printers, and hard drive storage disks are must-haves for every employee and every student. Blockbuster is a hotspot for teenagers and families alike, and the American shopping mall experience is as essential to weekly life as it was in the 1980s. For the older generations, it is as though the world has stepped into a time machine. Much of the convenience of being online is dearly missed, but for many, the demise of the internet has been a positive change. To put it plainly, life goes on. So the world as we knew it ended, and things didn't turn out so bad? But hold on a second. Let's not disconnect the Wi-Fi router just yet. While a society transported back in time to the pre-internet era most certainly has its pros, the cons do outweigh them. There would be no way to instantly reach out to friends via online messaging, no more endless information in the palm of your hand, and perhaps most importantly, no more watching videos on YouTube. Thankfully, though, the collapse of the internet is almost impossible. And if it were to happen, it would likely be the result of a far more serious world problem, such as nuclear war, or an asteroid like the one that wiped out the dinosaurs. Even if one of these disasters were to happen, the internet is so resilient that part of it may actually survive such an event. The internet is not a physical thing. It has no on-off switch, nor does it have a plug that somebody could pull and leave us all in darkness. The infrastructure is massive, and the internet itself changes almost constantly. With every second, machines join the internet as others leave, and so if one part of the internet fails, the others continue as though nothing were wrong. If one day the internet did in fact suddenly shut down, it would almost certainly be due to a worldwide catastrophe, and at that point, accessing the internet would be the last of our priorities. Many people around the world currently live without access to the internet. Some simply choose not to use it, or to live off the grid. These people prove that a world without the web is possible. But when you really think of all the things this would mean sacrificing, it suddenly doesn't sound so appealing. Imagining a world without the internet is undeniably fascinating. But what would you miss most if you were suddenly without online access? Even if it's something as small as not being able to post your favorite cat photos on social media, there's no denying that the internet is everywhere in our daily lives.